Manga fans, I'm trying to make my own one-shot for the silent manga audition by October. I've been tracking my drawing progress from the beginning, so follow me on my manga quest.
For the silent manga audition, I did make a one-shot about my dream, and my dream is to be a rock star mangaka.
Manga quest!
We join our hero Free on his manga quest. After setting off and completing his month-long discipleship at a comic school, he trains alone in his dojo called Cellar Heaven. Studying and drawing as much manga as he possibly can, Free sets out to develop his own style and create his own story to submit to the silent manga audition contest by October 1st. Will he be able to conquer his fears and surpass his limitations? Find out on 444's Manga Quest.
444, my dream, rockstar mangaka. This is a picture of my adult self holding up my young self, which represents my childhood dreams, which is of course to be a rockstar mangaka. This picture is a composite representing the two moments that changed my life, which was opening up Akira and Shonen Jump. I know a lot of people have the same experience. When I watched Yu Yu Hakusho for the first time, I think my head exploded. It had one of the best stories and the greatest music I ever heard. I felt this stuff on such a deep level that I felt like I had to become a mangaka. As a kid, I would make comics non-stop. My dad had a printing company, so I'd actually print out the comics and sell them to all the kids in the playground. And a lot of people actually bought them, which was awesome. My original address was actually 444, and that had a lot to do with me naming my music thing 444. We moved, and during that move, I lost all my comics. Everything I made being gone just crushed me, so I stopped drawing. But my mom had an idea. One day, she was like, "You are gonna take guitar lessons." And I was like, okay. This is me taking my first guitar lesson. And let me tell you, I was horrible. My mom had to hold my fingers down so I could play the notes. This was another epic moment in my life where my dad bought me AC/DC Back in Black. And when I first heard that song, the first song, Hell's Bells, which is hilarious because I'm a Christian, I knew I had to do something with music. This is me in a record store. Basically, I did as much research and bought as many records and CDs as I possibly could. I was in a record store every day. I was in countless bands, but every single time I had a band going, one member would disappear, and then the next one would disappear. And then I was alone and annoyed at all the work being gone again. And then once again, my mom just says out of the blue, "You know, you should learn how to record your own music." And I go, "No, Mom, I'm gonna get famous. I'm gonna be in the studio and all this stuff." Looking back, it feels divine how my parents guided my life without some kind of agenda or anything at all. It was very strange. So I'd go on to record for years and years and years until 10 years go by and I'm still recording. I'm not gonna lie, all this work and not much to show for it really got to me. However, this is when I got extremely sick. I did not know what was wrong with me. I couldn't do anything, so I had to hang up the music, and I just felt this force compelling me to go pick up manga, and I fell in love with it again. It literally saved my life. And in some weird way, I felt like I had come full circle and it was time to pursue this path that I'd left a long time ago. So I read and drew as much as humanly possible, and I went away to a comic school to learn the basics of drawing. It was a month-long program, and I had just been let go of my job, so perfect timing. This is Nick Capone, who I must have asked a million questions about how to draw on my iPad. And I'd sit there and I'd draw 6 hours a day. We'd get a lunch break, and I'd stare out the window at the mountains. It was amazing. Truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I would draw nonstop. I would read nonstop. This is me reading Bakuman, one of my favorite manga ever about making manga. And I put myself in boot camp, basically. I drew nonstop and just trained as much as I could. I knew I was on a mission and I wouldn't have a chance like this again. I heard about a manga competition and I decided I was gonna win the manga competition. This was gonna get my music out to people, and then that would lead to manga, anime, and people buying CDs. When I was working on this manga, my grandma, who had been sick for a while, actually passed away. And she was 100 years old. She lived with me forever. And I love her so much. So I dedicated this to her. She was a constant source of inspiration and was nothing but great to me, always. I will miss her forever. I love you, Grandma. I really don't like talking about my health, but all my health problems came back during this time. It was terrible. And I had to make this manga, and it was hell. And it was truly a struggle, but I had to do this. It felt like a test, and when it was finished, I felt very accomplished. Now this is where the manga deviates from reality, and I win the manga competition. And I'm very happy and excited, and I go to Japan to study manga in the artist village. You actually get to study with the creators of Fist of the North Star, City Hunter, and many more. It's unbelievable. This is an image of me getting energized by my manga skills and transforming into my final form of Super Saiyan, where I'm ready to accomplish my dreams and make my own manga. And now we enter the dream. 444 goes on at 8 o'clock and the line is wrapped around the block.
Are you reading the newest chapter by 444? That's really good.
I can't wait to see him live. Will you please sign my manga?
Dude, your CD had changed my life.
You ready for the coolest band in the world? 444. Make some noise.
The final panel of the manga is my work desk in the future, which would have 444 manga pages on it, 444 CDs, the 444 anime, and yeah, a boy can dream.